All right, and welcome everybody to another episode of the Senpai Kohai podcast. It's your boy Trey, and with me is the Hokage of the Hentai Village, Steven. Steven, what are you doing over there?
I'm just hanging out, being the Hokage of the Hentai Village. I mean, I wanted to kind of talk back and be like, no, that's not me, but it is. Absolutely. You
Can
keep
I
making comments, and I
can
what?
I be a Joan in there? Can I what does it take to get in the village?
Yeah, it doesn't take much. It's just an interest in hentai, and I believe there's been plenty of times where you make a comment, and I'm like, "There's a dojin for that. I'll show it to
Yeah.
you."
Yeah. And it catches me off guard because I think I'm making a pretty obscure joke or something, and you're like, no, there's a dojin for that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a good old fashioned Rule 34. If
Yeah,
it exists, there's
there's
porn
a
of it.
something for everything.
Oh
Wow, there's
man,
a caterpillar on the sidewalk. Rule 34.
bro, there's some weird stuff out there, so you got to be careful when you're browsing. I usually go more off of recommendations these days than just random browsing, because you'll come across some weird stuff. uh
Yeah.
so yeah, I will give you recommendations, Jonin Trey.
Oh, cool.
But enough about hentai, the hentai ninja village, or whatever it is we're doing right now. Good to see you.
Enough of
We
that
made
role
it
play.
through.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, that role play is done. We made it through New Year's, mostly sober, so that's fantastic. And a lot's been going on as hijinks have ensued. And I watched a little bit of anime. I know it's weird. What about you?
Yeah, it doesn't.
What did you get up to? What did you get up to?
I didn't get up to too much myself. Went to a little shindig, but other than that, I haven't really done much. I played a little bit more games than I have watched anime. I'm not in anime mood overall. It's just
Mm-hmm.
not it's not the anime time. I don't know. It's not the season. We're in between seasons right now still. So I need to kind of give it maybe another week or so. Let some seasons flourish or let some shows flourish, and maybe I'll be able to get into something in the swing. I kind of pitched some shows to my wife and said, "Hey, I think you'll like these. Let's watch these." And she was into that Lover Kill one that we talked about last week. I had to give it the good old Steven Spielberg movie pitch, but she liked it.
I like to
I think we'll be
imagine what
watching that
that's
one.
like. I like to
In
imagine
a
what that's like,
world.
Trey. Like you have like a PowerPoint presentation, like you projected it on the wall. You're like, this is the reason why we need to watch Love and Kill. Look at the anime quality. Next slide. Okay, and this is the animation studio making it. It's just such a funny concept to me. Like, I just imagine her sitting at the end of a long table with like that Gendo Ikari look,
Well, I
and then
normally
just
have
giving a
to
thumbs up or a thumbs down.
I normally have to judge it based off her look, but I do have to prepare how I'm going to say it because you only have two sentences really to sell something. You have to either make it funny or you have to make it interesting. Because that's normally what gets people. I feel like for the most part. So you have to make it just so ridiculous that it's like, oh, I'm gonna try that, or it's just so, whoa, I do want to try that. You mean Dio is a vampire and they don't stop flexing and they fight these pillar men that they're all parodies of rock bands? There's no way I can't not try that. Like you only get two sentences to really sell someone on something. So I have to pick my words carefully. And I was like, so I have a show for us. And it's about these two assassins and they have to hunt each other, but in the midst of their game, they fall in love. And she gave me this corny smile. And I was like, would you watch that with me? It's an anime. And she's like, fine, fine. I guess we go watch that. And I was like, all right, cool. We'll do that. It sounds good. It
Yeah,
looks good.
I'm still working my way through. I think we're on season 4 of Ranma One Half out of 7. Been doing that for a long time.
That's a lot. That's a lot of seasons.
That's not
I
even the longest Rumiko Takahashi show. I have all of Inuyasha now. I got the last sets for Christmas. There's 167 episodes just on the base series. There's still a final act. That's 26 more episodes, and there's multiple movies. Uh,
and live action ones.
wait, what? Oh, yeah, there probably is.
I
I
think
I
there's live
lost track.
action movies, right? And you watch a
Mhm.
movie. I think they're big hits over there.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
they did a
sure.
bunch of different live action anime. I think the only live action anime movie that was actually pretty dang good was that I've seen is Rurouni Kenshin. They did a really good job with that one. I
That's what
liked
I'm
it.
thinking of. Rurouni Kenshin. Yeah, and it's not Inuyasha.
Hmm.
It's that one. I mix those two up all the time.
Well, apparently they made like a live action Gintama movie at some point. I think there was also like a Phoenix Wright movie. There's a bunch of wild stuff over in Japan. Those
I
people
watched
are devoted.
I watched the Bleach one, and it wasn't awful, but I'm not gonna watch it again. And I watched the Full Metal Alchemist one, and that one was pretty egregious. I didn't need to do that one. I mean, I guess it's there for somebody if they're just hard metal hardcore fans, but nah, I didn't really enjoy it that much.
What happened to you there?
I don't know. I was thinking hardcore, hard metal, full metal alchemist. I almost needed to be alchemized back, and Edward almost had to bring me back from the Shadow Realm and dual Kaiba.
You're just
I don't know what we're talking
Are
about.
you okay? Are you having a stroke right now?
I
What is
might be. I'm
happening?
tired.
I
So
understand completely. But
what
just like we're gamer mode lately. So
we
what?
are.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. We are. You are completely correct. Before we leave off
Yeah.
the anime topic, I am. Or well, I guess I'll go ahead and cover it. So I did try a movie today that didn't go too well. We were talking about it a little bit in the Discord while I was giving it a shot. It's called Island of the Giant Insects, and I uh I just put it on, and it was me and my son, my 18-month-old son, and I was like, you know what, maybe this won't be too bad, and so I just put it on, and it started off okay. These people are in an airport, and this bug comes in, and they kill it, and then it does the title sequence, and then all of a sudden there's a plane crash, and now they're all stuck on this island. These students, I think they were all students. Some of them looked like thugs. I don't know. They were all, well, a couple were scantily clad, a couple were yakuza-ish. I really was confused on what was going on there. But eventually they figure out, hey, we're on an island. There's a lot of bugs here, and they are huge. They were awful CGI'd bugs. And so they start trying to figure out what they have to do. They go to this local temple, and they're like, oh, hey, maybe a cell phone with a GPS is here of our friend we're looking for. And so they go in, and they realize that the the bugs are keeping the bodies of the other students alive with these larvae, and they're keeping them alive through these parasites that use these pleasure endorphins, and so these bodies are writhing naked. And I was like, oh kid, oh, we're not watching this. This is morally wrong. This will corrupt you on a bad path. I don't know what's going to happen to me now. I'm going to have to answer for this at Heaven's Gate. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Oh no. Yeah. I think I remember because you said, "Oh, I'm just watching this little show." And you said it and I was like, "Oh no. Uh is it okay to watch gore like with your son?" And you're what would you say?
Yeah, gore is not
We're
a
not little
he.
bitches.
Yeah, we're not bitches. So he, when The Conjuring 3 came out, he was maybe 8, 9 months old. He was crawling around, and he was fine with it. Like, he doesn't get scared too easily. Like, sudden things happening don't scare him, and certain imagery doesn't seem to phase him. And so we watched The Conjuring because he just woke up when I was watching the trilogy, because I wake up at like 3, 4 o'clock sometimes, and the third one came out. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just go through all three. And he woke up and came in there with me. So we watched him. He's been fine since. We've watched a couple scary movies, and I don't know. He's good. He's tough mentally. We'll see if it scars him
Oh, that's
later on
good.
down the road, and I'll have something
I
to
guess
answer
you'll
for.
find out.
Yeah, I'm okay, and I think I started a little bit later than him, so we'll see.
Uh, okay is definitely how I would describe you. Absolutely. Like
It's subjective.
I
Subjective.
right. It's not like you're a tyrant at all. Um,
Yeah. Ooh.
but but Island of the Giant Insects is also just a series I had heard about through the grapevine, and I remember looking up the manga, and I started reading it, and I realized this is some B movie grade uh, kind of stuff, and big on gore. People lose clothes a lot. There's like a malicious lesbian in it. Um, like it's just really like all of the characters are freaking terrible except for like the main girl and I think her friend. Um, I think a couple characters get kind of rapey at a couple occasions towards the main
Ah.
character. Yeah, like I think they try to assault her and her friend saves her like both times, but it's like the whole thing. All of them are terrible. There's these giant insects that nobody wants to work together. It's everyone loses clothes constantly and well, it's got a whole lot of gore. Like it just really felt like B movie, like slasher flick. But the shtick is giant insects, and even in manga form, it really wasn't done well. I mean, it clearly is better than the movie because I think you sent us a picture of what the CGI looked like, and I was
God.
blown away. I was like, "What is happening?" Oh,
And like I've just become more aware of CGI as I've grown up
mhm.
and watched a lot more anime. And like I'm okay with it to a degree now. I'm not as, I guess, picky like, oh, I don't like CGI in my anime. It's like how I used to be, but now I'm like, okay, but like this was awful. It was like there was the anime itself, but like they had put this CGI image on top of the anime. Like it almost looked, I don't want to say 3D and sound stupid, but like it looked like it was actually on top of the picture. And like it looked so wrong. Like I don't I'm not savvy enough in the animation industry to
Mhm.
really elaborate this, but just looking at it, it looked fucked up. Like
Yeah.
this should have stayed in the workshop for a while. I don't know. Like Gumby was a better 3D animated film
Oh
than
wow.
than Giant of the Island of the Giant Insects. But
Look, I understand it has like a cult following now. I definitely see the audience it's appealing to. I'm just
oh
not it, and,
no,
and I like
I
I
don't
like
want
bad
to.
movies that end up good. Like I like so bad it's good kind of stuff, and this really doesn't hit that point for me. It's just bad all the way through. It's not
Mhm.
sexy. It's not even like kind of like the gore is well done or anything. It's just it's mid. It's mid on everything it does. And I remember even with the manga, I
Hell
stopped reading
yeah.
it because I was just like, okay, so we're doing more of this. I don't care anymore. I don't even like any of these people. Like the main girl's the only one I like, and she's just doing her thing. She's an insect girl, whatever. Like I don't know, it just wasn't fun. So yeah, I think I tried to subtly do it, but I was like, I want to see how Trey reacts to this
Yeah.
this series.
It's
So
his turn. Now he gets
yeah.
to be exposed. So
Well, is that the only thing you got to watch?
yeah, I think I'm giving up on Scorching Ping Pong Girls. I
Oh wow.
can't go back to it. Like I've tried, like I like it. It's a nice show. It's wholesome. It's I don't know, but I just can't find myself intrigued enough to go back. Like I've clicked on it and the theme starts and it's real poppy, it's real colorful, it's real fun. But I don't think that's just what I'm in the mood for now. So I may have to just
Yeah.
hold on to it and come back to it another time. But I need to find what I need to watch right now. I am in a limbo, and I don't know what I need, Doc. I need something prescribed. And it's
You
probably
know what?
gonna have to be cowbell.
I'm jeez, what a reference. I thought I was the old one. Um I'm just saying. That is an old ass reference. Did you go back in time?
I
Oh
did.
man. Like
This is Trey from the
that's good.
future.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, it's good Christopher Walken skit. Um was that Christopher Walken?
Yeah,
I don't
it
remember
was.
anymore. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. I
And
just
I'm
want to make
gonna
sure.
need more
Uh,
cowbell.
oh, that's
You
right.
gotta make sure you put more cowbell on that. I don't even know if I do a
So
good Christopher Walken. I don't practice him.
it doesn't matter. You can just give it a go, and it's good enough. You get the idea. It's a joke on Blue Oyster Cult, and I appreciate that band a lot. So it doesn't matter. The cowbell thing still stands to this day. Anyways, I watched. I tried to rewatch a show. I did the same thing you're talking about with Scorching Ping Pong Girls. It's a little like show called A Channel or Odd Channel. You know, they pronounce it differently. But it's another show of like high school girls doing goofy hijinks. And I remember I started it and I just couldn't get into it. I actually forgot everything about it. Like I didn't know the characters' names. I didn't really get in depth into it. I only watched a few episodes, but I was like, you know what? I bought this. It's out of print. You know, it's kind of something that you can't really get or find anywhere. So I'm gonna give it another watch. This is a unique thing to have. And I sat down and watched the whole thing, and I walked away from it feeling like I wasted my time because I'm not saying like anime
Whoa.
girls doing cute or like goofy things is bad. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying there are way better series that do it. Like, I mean, even like
Like
Azumanga
K-On!
Daioh is one. Yeah, like even
K-On!
K-On!
Does
Is
it.
better than that. Yeah, yeah. It's just like I didn't find a lot of the humor funny because most of the jokes were stuff I had seen before in shows that were better and came out earlier. And nothing against the creators or anything like that. It just didn't grab me. I watched the whole thing. At least they got that out of me. But I did feel like I wasted a lot of time. A lot of time I could have been playing Persona 5. For those that
If you
can't
can't
see,
hear
Trey
my
is about to
disgust.
cry.
Actually, now that we bring up K-On! And I reflect on the ping pong show again, just a
Mhm.
final tapping point. I I guess that is kind of a big thing. The K-On! Girls do have a sort of chemistry that kind of make you want to come back. I guess
Mhm.
is kind of it. I mean, because there's nothing going on at K-On! Like not a
Oh
damn
yeah.
thing. But
Yeah,
like
it's
the
supposed to
group
be
of
cute
friends
girls
is worth it.
doing. Yeah, absolutely. They have good chemistry, and the jokes that go on between them, and just kind of like the cuteness of it all is really engaging. See, for me, K-On!, I understand the appeal of the striped pantsuit and Mio and her sister and Mugi and even main girl who I can't ever remember. But the
Oh,
main reason I watched that show was freaking the teacher. The teacher, their advisor, is my favorite character in that because
oh yeah.
she it reveals she used to be part of a heavy metal band and then she gets like really into it, like had the makeup and everything. I love it. Every time she is involved, that show goes up at least 20% in my
And
eyes.
didn't she treat
I
it
love
like a
her.
dark past or something because of a boyfriend? And she had like an insane history whenever she would start talking
Yeah,
about her heavy metal.
yeah, it's absolutely got reeks of Chunibyo, uh, the
Ah,
middle
yeah.
schooler syndrome. Yeah, she was very into it, and I love that part of it. I thought it was cool to have like an adult that would have a connection to the music, and I thought that was fun. But yeah, that's all I watched in anime. Like I have a list. It's just been a very hectic bit of time with Christmas and New Year's and a lot of like just family and work, all that piles on. But also, like I said, gamer mode. I have been wanting to play games. I have been trying to play games pretty much at every step of my free time. Have I been trying to play Persona 5 Royal? No, but every other game, absolutely on board for. But you've got
This
that going on
motherfucker.
too.
This motherfucker right here.
I'm
I
just doing it on purpose at this point.
I know. You have to be doing it to be spiteful. So I so what all have you been playing to fill this void that is Persona?
Okay, so Christmas was great. Got a lot of games on the eShop. Um, I started Dragon Quest 1 because I really wanted to kind of see where it all began. And got that classic DQ experience. I've only played like an hour worth of it, but I'm enjoying what I've got
It's
so
a 10
far.
hour
It's a classic.
game.
I know it's not. It seems like I've done a lot already, but I've been enjoying it. I definitely kind of get this like it's definitely like a hardcore RPG. Like I feel like the
Oh yeah.
challenge of it is a little bit higher than say like a Final Fantasy or even like anything modern for sure. Anything modern these days is pretty like honestly, you don't really have to fear dying so much because it just takes you back a short period. But these are
Yeah.
those old games. You got to be saving at the church and all that stuff. So I messed around with that a little bit and I enjoyed that. Then I moved on to the was it the car valley I always forget the name of this damn thing.
What did you just say?
The it's the dragon one with the cards.
Oh, uh, oh, the Isle Dragon Roars. Voice of Cards. Voice of Cards.
Yeah. So I started that and it played exactly like the demo. For like the first part, like you get introduced to these three characters, they show you how to do the fights and everything. And I love the aesthetic of like all of it being like there's a game master literally narrating the story to you, kind of like a D&D campaign. And that's really cool. It's really well done. It's the voice is very soothing and kind of like irreverent to a degree. And you get to do this stuff where you learn the game and it flips over as you travel around and explore. So it opens up the map by flipping cards, and it's really really cool. The card based battle system is still RPG, like turn based RPG kind of style, but there is elements and you build up points each turn by doing a move that doesn't take this crystal. So you build up those crystals over the turn so you can do bigger, badder spells or attacks and stuff. So there's a big strategy to it. But in the demo, you took those three characters, you did this little intro part and learned how to play the game, and then you went off on some journey and walked across part of the continent and got to explore a little bit. But in the main game, once you get done with the little tutorial thing, you go back and then you get introduced to your character, which is like because all the three that you had like were all in this order and they're like all wearing white, they're all prim and proper, big warriors. And then you get to the main character of this game and it's spunky, messed up hair looking smart ass protagonist who loves money and his sort of adorable looking monster buddy, and they're all there to take on this bounty to go kill the dragon or whatever. And that's about I went a little bit further, but it's not too much further because I literally was like tasting every game. This was hors d'oeuvres. This was a tasting experience. So I'm
How do
looking
you
forward to more
do
of that.
that? That's
Yeah,
so
so
disgusting.
I know it bothers you. It's viscerally making you upset.
It is.
Um,
I can't just do like an hour of each game. If I start something, I'm finishing it. Unless I
no,
deem it bad, and I can't do it. Golly, I'm sorry. Go on to the next one. What the hell else did you taste at this buffet of half-eaten ass? Go ahead. What else did you do here?
You're so upset. Um, I think I also played some more Sparklight. I got a little further in Sparklight, which I'm still enjoying. It has enough challenge and to kind of keep me going, but I did kind of hit a hurdle on a boss, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna put it down. I'll come back to it. This is some Dark Soul mentality here. I've thrown myself
Okay.
against it 17 times, so I'm gonna take a break. So Sparklight, did a little more Sparklight, another hour of Sparklight. Um, highly recommend, by the way. And then I moved on to Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion, our book club game for this part of the year. And somebody had told me it was short. I didn't realize it was 2 hours short. And
Yeah,
I
it
gotta
is a
say,
breeze.
I sat there and did it after like basically in 2 hours after dinner. It's really simple. It's really fun. It's definitely leans heavily on its humor, and it leans heavily on internet humor at that, and kind of like tongue in cheek moments. And it's really more about going around and talking to all the characters to kind of get your way through. And there's some basic like sword slashy kind of like Legend of Zelda stuff, but it's more about the humor. Like I think there's a freaking JoJo reference in there. Like that blew me
Yeah,
away.
yeah, he's pretty good.
They even give it a JoJo face, and it literally is the sound effect of when he's got the cherry in his tongue, and of course it's a talking cherry that does it. But yeah, they have like a lot. It was a live streamer, like I guess vegetable, but
Yeah,
it's really
Slayer
cool because
Queen
yeah, and you get the crown because you help her out, and so I think you get her a sandwich or something like that. It's pretty fantastic.
to help her
It's so
continue
goofy.
streaming so she could keep going. It's it was so
Yeah.
good. I just beat it as well. The weekend before last, I think. It was pretty good. I think I got
Yeah.
everything except the hats, like all the DLC hats that came with it.
Hmm.
I think I 100%ed it as well.
Yeah, it's really the one thing I was impressed with it is there is an overall story to it that is like, okay, so these are all, sentient vegetables and fruits, and it actually brings in stuff like what happened to people and how did we end up like this, and it's played like really goofily, but it is kind of a little bit of a dark story technically,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you
it's
pick it
kind
up
of
through these
rough.
little diary entries. Yeah, I was blown away. I was like, that's cool that they kind of like blended it in with all the goofy humor and stuff like that. I mean, honestly, I think I paid like $5 for it, maybe $6 for it, and it was about 2.5 hours of 100% it. The bosses weren't exactly challenging. The enemies were pretty minor. It's more of an experience, I'd say, like into
Yeah,
the humor and just decent story writing. And I like the music. The music was pretty solid. So, I highly recommend. But yeah, no, I went through a buffet of games, and that's kind of where I stand. I'm looking forward to putting some like actual like ketchup and mustard on my game playing time. I have a vacation coming up. I'm very excited about it. What about you? I did see that you posted something about Final Fantasy 13.
I did. I'll save that for last. So I did beat Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion as well. That was our book club game. I went ahead and knocked that one out. Super easy. I don't really have much to add on except for what you've said. Except I didn't really listen to the music. I think I pretty much played with my Switch silent. I was listening to some podcast instead. I think so. I missed out. I may have to listen to that soundtrack. Um, what else? I After that I did finish SteamWorld Dig 2, and that was great. Really enjoyed wrapping that one up. And I want to say it didn't take me long overall. The final boss was incredible. Really loved
Really?
wrapping that up. Oh yeah. So yeah, I don't really have much else to add on to it that I hadn't said before. Just high praises. Really recommend it. I'm excited to start the other ones once I'm ready for them. I feel like I've spent enough time in that world. I kind of want to use it as a break from my JRPGs. And I feel like Steam World is a perfect escape. So I think I'll save, uh, what is it, SteamWorld Quest or SteamWorld Heist and SteamWorld Quest, The Hand of Gilgamesh. I'll save those
Mm-hmm.
for that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
The quest is actually a really cool like card based RPG.
I'll take
You'll
that.
like it.
I do love cards. Um, am I playing anything else? Yes, I did start Battle Chasers Night War, which, as I was describing the game to my wife, I realized once I said the name that is probably the worst video game name I've ever said out loud. It is so hard to just say that like with a straight face and just, yeah, man, I'm playing Battle Chasers Night War, man, dude, super thick, gnarly, and it's real hard to just sell it. Like, it's not hard to sell it once you get to the premise and the art
Mm-hmm.
and everything within because it is so fun. I really like it. It's so visually stunning to watch it go. Like once I'm only 3-4 hours in. I just cleared the first dungeon, and I've only got 3 characters right now, but it's amazing. I really like it. For my next Switch game, it is doing just fine. Um, I'll have more to go on that later on.
Yeah, Battle
Um,
Chasers Night War, I think, is actually based off of like a comic or something called Battle Chasers. Let's see here.
I
I'm
would
literally
believe it.
checking it now.
Surely it's part of a franchise because there's no way Battle Chasers is just a standalone thing or Battle
Oh
Chasers
yeah,
Night War.
Battle Chasers is a American fantasy comic book series launched in April 1998. No wonder it sounds like it's from the 90s, like extreme, like the area like when all the people basically were trying to sell extreme versions of their stuff, like
Yeah,
extreme Skittles or extreme Mountain Dew, like all those things. It's
the
the author
Baja
is
Blast.
oh man, Baja Blast, always a good one. Joe Madureira, I also called Joe Mad. He basically worked on Uncanny X-Men. He made Battle Chasers. He worked on Darksiders.
Ah,
Fascinating. Yeah, makes sense. Actually, the
the
Darksiders
character
connection is
design. Yeah, I could
yeah,
see that,
absolutely.
especially with Death in Darksiders too. Like I could see that, just the big heavy gauntlet type stuff. Like he
Hmm.
looks like it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a solid game that really a lot of people kind of slept on. I actually got a physical copy of it for $11 from a Target. It was in a clearance bin, and
damn.
I put it in. I put it in there with like a little bit of like hesitation. I'm like, it went down to $11. Nobody wanted this. It can't be that good. And I started playing it. I was like, this is solid. This is a solid game. It's enjoyable. The characters are cool. The graphics are like just really well done. I like the
Yeah,
battle system. Just it's overall a pretty solid dang game. I recommend it to
so,
everybody. It's fun.
yeah. It's got real good. Just like it's super like satisfying watching everyone move. Like
Hmm.
whenever the robot Berlin or whatever his name is, like watching him wind up to punch the enemies is incredible. It's so smooth. He's very fluid and bouncy, and it just doesn't look like a game. I don't know. It looks like actions that he's doing to do his own thing. I don't know how to
I
elaborate on
liked
that. Good.
I liked all the animations. They were fantastically fluid. It's clear, even though it's kind of a 2D sort of thing or like 2.5D kind of
Yeah.
experience. There's very much a comic book look to it and a comic book feel. It really gets a lot of boost from the high definition. Like if you're on an HD TV, it looks really good and it really elevates kind of the experience a little bit. All the characters have unique animations that are really beautiful to watch. I just liked playing the game. It was whether exploring, fighting, it just looked great. I like that sort of thing. You know, clearly I
Yeah.
love anime. I love animation in general. So something that's kind of based on comics and really brings it to life is really going to sell me with its graphics, and it did. So kudos to the creators of Battle Chasers Night War.
Yeah.
What else you playing there, buddy? Anything else?
It's just Final Fantasy 13. And I thought I wasn't
That
going to talk about it again, but you know what? We're all here for my Final Fantasy voyage as I go through them all. So you know what? Kiss my ass and have a coke with that as we listen to me bitch about Final Fantasy 13 again. And that's what we're here for, just in case someone wanted to bitch about it. But you know what? I am I'm 40 hours and two balls deep in this game, and I am at chapter 11 on like the very cusp of finishing this thing, and there is a difficulty curve. Like they have just put a boss of all bosses for no reason. It is thrown me off, and I cannot fight this thing. I have fought it 6 times, only six, because every time I fight it, it's a 30-minute fight, and I get down to the wire, like down to that
oh
last
no.
third, and then he casts a spell called Imperil that puts a timer on me, and if I fail the timer, I die. But it doesn't matter if I hit the timer or not because I die regardless. I don't even get to hit the timer. It's just bad, just bad. So I've had to hit the lab, as friend of the show Will says, and I've had to rethink my strategy. I've had to grind a bit, get my Crystarian levels up. I've had to max out my weapons, max out the things or my equipment, and now I'm doing what I vowed I wouldn't, and I'm going and doing those damn monster hunting quests just so I can get a little bit more and get a couple extra items that I think I'm gonna need. But
Yeah,
I
the
don't
part the
want to
part
call
of
it
you that likes
quits.
to go through that. Yeah, like the part of you that basically doesn't like to go through that must be fighting with the part of you that's like, I don't fuck with stuff that I don't want to deal with. So like there's that inherent part of you that's like, put it down, it's bullshit, I don't want to deal with it. But you're going through all the Final Fantasies and you're gonna finish them. And I love your dedication, but I can see parts of you dying on the inside every time. Like you post on the Facebook like little like pictures and captions to go with it. And it's I can always tell when there's a time that you're not okay with where you're at in the
Old Trey,
game.
old Trey wants new Trey to stop. Old Trey is saying just play Peach Beach Splash. Peach Beach Splash would make you
Man,
feel so much better. But I have to. Like I can't play another game. I can't do another
Uh,
thing besides Final Fantasy. I have dedicated to this route, and it's awful.
You're like 80% through, so it's
I'm right
it
there of 13
yeah.
chapters. I'm about to be done with 11. I know I can feel it.
Yeah, you should just
But
wait till you get to the final boss and then stop playing like I did with Persona.
I can't do that. I don't know how you did that. I don't know how you're still
I,
doing it. I need someone to check your
I
trophy list and prove to me that you did that.
no, I haven't had time to do much of anything. Like the reason why the Switch has been my buffet table is because I can take it with me. So like all the places I've been, when I do get a little bit of free time in between social engagements, work. I mean, I've even played my Switch at lunch at work to get some gaming time in. That's how much I want to play games. Like I'm ready for it. I'm ready for some marathon time. I just haven't had it. So Switch has
Yeah.
been my saving grace basically. And I'm really trying to stay away from my mobile games at the moment because they can end up eating into my time for console games or PC games and anime, because you'll get used to doing that and all of a sudden you're pulling for waifus and all of a sudden you're dropping money on Fate Grand Order, Genshin Impact, Arknights, like all of it at the same time, and you now have a new part of your budget that you have to work with. So I'm kind of trying to keep myself from doing that. But yeah, no. So what was it I was gonna say? I don't remember. Anyways, Final Fantasy 13 is going great for you. Don't forget, there's two
Yeah.
more games in the series.
Yeah. No, I'm finding out good things about those and how they play and differ from this one. So I'm excited for them once I'm ready for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
really just Final Fantasy X that I'm going to be worried about, I think, after this. Because that's my,
do,
that's the one I can't
do you just
stand.
not like it?
Yeah, that's really it. I just,
See,
I just do not enjoy it at all.
that's me with Final
I,
Fantasy VIII. Like I can't stand any of the characters. Like I really just don't like them. I didn't like the male lead. I didn't like the antagonist. I didn't like the female lead. I basically was like, why am I playing this game?
yeah.
And then those bitches made me have to set up my menus like at different points in the story. So like I would forget to put like my magic on my menu, and I'd go into a boss battle and I'd have fight and item. And I said, why is this a thing? Why is it a thing? I'm still upset. Like 15-year-old Steven was upset. 37-year-old Steven is still upset. This is a
Still
world-ending
recovering.
grudge. Yes, I will make it. Like I think I was joking with Daryl, because all the at the wrestling events, AEW, there's all those like nerd signs going around about like which Final Fantasy is overrated and all these different things. And I told him
Mhm.
I will show up to that damn thing, and I'll just make a sign saying that Final Fantasy VIII is garbage. So,
I'm
that's
ready
how
to go
upset
through
I
8
am.
and see how I feel about it. But for the
Yeah,
most
no,
part,
I just
what you've been telling me, I've liked. I've really liked 7. I don't know.
mhm.
I liked. I don't know what you told me about 13, but so far we've been pretty good on what we've talked about for my Final Fantasies.
Yeah, I like 13. 13 has its quirks and it's, could be betters, but it's still a solid game. And I like it.
Yeah, I do take back what I said though. It's not better than 7. It is. It has lost all those points with me. It is. I made a mistake when I said that. Take that from the
I
record.
never I never thought we would hit a point in my life where, a lot of people criticize it for the hallway thing. And if they had done hallways all the way to the end of the game for you, it would be like S tier, 10 out of 10, like best Final Fantasy ever.
Well, it's consistent at least. Not hallways all the way up till like 60% of the game, and then all of a sudden it's an optional open plane that you actually do need to get through the last fucking like 80%. Like this is insane. I needed those missions. I can't. I looked up the best loadouts. I looked up the best everything, and I don't have what I need because of these damn missions. And it's
Yep.
awful.
Yeah,
It's fucking
I
awful.
understand. But yeah, that kind of
Anyway,
wraps up your gaming time, like a gamer experience so far. I'm looking forward to some of the more things you're going to be playing through. But now we're at the meat and potatoes. What do we
I'm
got, Trey?
hungry. I have a list here of games coming out in 2022. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about games that we're excited about personally, how we feel when we're not excited about as we go through it. Just kind of going back and forth, kind of like what we did about the anime for the season and the past seasons before. But we're going to do that for the games overall for the year. Now, we're getting this list from Game Informer. Yes, the Game Informer. Big shout out to them. I don't think I see a name on it, so it's just from Game Informer. Um, Steven, you want me to go ahead and start us off with January, or all right? I'll go do that. For Steven was for those that don't hear through audio waves, he was giving me the thumbs up. So
you asked me a question right when I took a drink, and I was like, oh shit.
So in January, really the only thing I see that really kind of sticks out, and I'm happy for everyone, is it's going to be God of War for the PC. That's going to be coming out. I'm excited because I don't have my PlayStation anymore, so God of War could be a get for me. But apart from that, there is Pokemon Legends Arceus. Um, I am very hesitant on that one. I like everything I've seen for it for the most part, but I don't think we've really seen this whole thing in action. And I think that's really what I want to see before I invest in it, because I'm not happy with Pokemon Pearl at the moment, or
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon Sword and Shield, really. I'm just not, I'm not a happy Pokemon overall, really. Um,
So basically, one boy is coming to PC. Essentially, we're gonna get all those memes again.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm with you on the Pokemon Legends Arceus, because you know, to me, it's this Nintendo thing that they do where they got that sizzle reel, baby. They show it off at those Nintendo Directs, and you think you're getting one thing, and they'll curveball you, and like later on, it's like this is a different thing than what you were technically selling me originally, because that's what everybody
Yep.
was like expecting out of it, is this open world like Pokemon experience. But then some people who have like apparently some of the insider information is it's a little more like Monster Hunter, where like you go out on missions specifically with an objective in mind. Now that's just like some initial impression type stuff I've kind of read over the internet. I don't know.
Mm.
I'm cautiously optimistic, and I want it to be this unique experience. Um, but I think I'm gonna like hold off on it. I want to see some gameplay. I want to know exactly what I'm getting into. Um, I'm still a Pokemon fan because honestly, I took a like a 10 to 12 year hiatus from Pokemon. So, like for instance, my experience with Pearl is I'm loving it. It reminds me of like the original Pokemon that I actually completed, and just a really pretty version of it. Um, and it does remind me that Pokemon is a series that has fans of different elements. There are parts of Pokemon that I think are completely useless unless you're a min maxer. Like like nursery, and like what is it, like capturing shinies and uh,
EV
IV
and
numbers.
IV
Yeah,
training.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, okay, look, cool. I'm glad you love it that much, and like maybe you're a competitive Pokemon player. I'm not. I'm just gonna go through the game and try to find the biggest, powerfulest moves and beat everybody until I get to the end, and I'm the Pokemon master. And maybe if I catch enough Pokemon along the way, I'll feel pretty good about it. But I'm not. I'm also not a guy that's gonna like catch the whole Pokedex. Um, for me, like it's a little much. Um, I don't know if there's an incentive. Like is there a secret extra dungeon for catching all the Pokemon, or is it just so I can tell other people that I caught all the Pokemon? I've never been
You
into that kind of
normally
like.
you
Go ahead.
normally get a diploma, is what it is. You get a diploma saying you caught all the Pokemon. No
Okay.
shit.
Well, I'm gonna finish the game, and I'm gonna probably enjoy it just like I did the original. I enjoyed what I experienced, but like there's some extra stuff that's kind of cool. The underground's fun to play with, but it's not like this big. Like there are people that are gonna really get into it, dig in, and do the secret layer and decorate it and all that. That ain't me. Sorry. Um. So yeah, like I guess I'm just like I understand the appeal of Pokemon, and I still like it because it's new to me. but I still also am cautiously optimistic about Legends because I really need to know what this gameplay is actually like. So I'll check it out. I'm still excited for it. I like Pokemon. I like the character designs. I like the monster designs. I love the kind of like fluffy feel to it.
Yeah. No, it still
But for
stays
me,
bubbly.
yeah, for me, the one of the ones that kind of caught my eye in January was Monster Hunter Rise is coming to PC, which is kind of cool. I've thought about like Monster Hunter, and I love the idea of Monster Hunter more than I actually love Monster Hunter because I had Monster Hunter World, and that shit was awesome. But I
Yeah.
realized I put a lot of hours into that game, and ultimately it ate up a lot of time. It actually has some elements of it that can be kind of like mobile game-esque, like where it wants to encourage you to play constantly. um Certain events and costumes and stuff like that. I don't know if I had like that. It's that continual game kind of thing, and I don't know if I have the time for that. Like I don't even have time for the one player games I want to play. It's hard to imagine playing something that requires me to play it for an extended period of time. If it was a lot of fun with friends, but once those friends stop playing it, I there's not really a huge drive to continue, because there's not really much of a story. It's monster hunting. Man, I sound like I'm shitting on this thing now. Wow.
A
I
little
just
bit,
really feel
but
bad.
I think it's understood. I think I understand where you're coming from, because it's or as someone that's very single player focused, I would love to be in the Monster Hunter, and I really understand the appeal. Like I get it, I appreciate it from a distance, but you really can't get the max out of it unless you're online with other people, and you have to dedicate the time to be in it, on it,
Mhm.
getting the new monsters, getting the new equipment, making sure all your loadouts are ready, being being the best you can for the team you're going to be in. And
Yeah. It's
I can't
it's an
really dedicate that.
optimized thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think I put close to like 250 hours into Monster Hunter World, and I
God.
would be what you would consider like a casual player. There are people who play Monster Hunter and like run the time clock out to maximum. Like the game timer just hits 9999 like the whole way. So, yeah, that's a tough sell for me. I want to enjoy it. Like I love it, like ninja, like Japanese village style version
Oh
area,
yeah.
but still it plays like Monster Hunter World, that nice, like really visceral and fluid kind of gameplay. Because Monster Hunter World is beautiful and it plays really great. It's got the cool like rideable dog. Love everything about it. I just can't commit the time. Now I'm gonna give one more thing on this January before we move into February, and that is here's the surprise release. Like I see some weird names in here that I'm like, okay, cool, but nothing really gonna like grab me. This one is important though. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection. Did you
Oh yeah.
catch that? Did you catch? Yeah, it's PlayStation 5 and PC. This is the first time the Uncharted series will be coming to the PC, and it's everything. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and Lost Legacy. I think that's like the
Yeah.
whole
The
thing.
one with the two girls.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Yep.
I can't tell anybody enough how solid that entire series is. Don't get me wrong. Number 2 is still the best. Absolutely, chef's kiss, perfect. Three has some flaws, but still a lot of fun. Uncharted 1 was a lot of fun. It introduced a system. I always call it PlayStation's Gears of War because it's a cover shooter at heart, but it's definitely got that cinematic like Indiana Jones quality to it with a little bit of a modern twist. I love it.
Hmm.
And there's like an actual story and like character like arcs across games. Fantastic. I love it. It's such a great experience. And number 4 wraps it up in such a great bow, and it's such a great game. Like 4 was great. I can't say enough good things about the Uncharted series. Um,
I
so
think you
yeah.
gifted
Oh,
me the Uncharted series whenever I got my PlayStation.
yes.
I think you got me
Yes,
the
I did.
trilogy when they remastered that. I still have to go through and do the fourth one and this Lost Legacy one. I want to say I got through the first two. I don't quite remember if I finished the third one.
Two,
So
as long as you made it through 2, that's all that matters to me.
that's
So
pretty much the
yeah, that's
series.
good. Yeah, honestly, like a three has backstory and stuff like that, and that's fine. It's got its own like set pieces that are cool and some that are kind of tedious. But 2 is where like from beginning to end, I'm like, this is an amazing game. Um, that kind of wraps up January for me. Did you have any others on January that were catching your eye?
No, you took mine. That was it. So
All
we'll
right.
go straight into February.
Yes.
First one for
Here we
me
are.
in the big fib is the Life is Strange remastered collection. Um, I am notorious for hating visual novels, but Life is Strange was just immersive enough to not be too visual novel for me, and I really enjoyed it. This one is supposed to be different, and they're making it in the same engine they made this new Life is Strange 2 True Colors. So it's not
Hmm.
just a upscale. This is a complete remake in this new engine. So supposed to be real good looking. I'm excited for that. Me and my wife are going to be playing that one.
Ah, that's cool. I like the idea that you turn your like adventure kind of visual novel games into kind of like a shared experience. That's a good way to do it, honestly.
Oh yeah,
I think it makes it a little bit more fun. I'm looking forward to Dying Light 2 Stay Human. Um, because I like the concept of the idea. I've thought about getting the first game several times and I've just been lazy. So I might just get the second game, but it's like a open world zombie game with like parkour, like you can like run around and do parkour, and to me it kind of sounds like a fast paced zombie shooter with like Apex Legends kind of feel to it,
I've
you know,
heard
because that's
Mirror's Edge get compared to how it moves, and if that's the
really,
case, that's really attractive because Mirror's Edge
yes
is
it is.
smooth. That's a fast and copacetic game that just everything is seamless with how you
Yeah,
you
I
just
really
run up
love it.
walls.
It feels like a parkour game when you play Mirror's Edge. So I'm looking forward to giving this a try. I haven't played a zombie game since Left 4 Dead 2. So I feel like I haven't like my palate has been cleansed. I think I can step into another zombie game at this point. So I'm looking forward to that. What's your next one? What you got on here?
My next one is gonna be one I I actually can't play because I don't have my PlayStation no more. But it'll be Horizon Forbidden West. Um, I really enjoyed the first one. Super cool world, super exciting lore, and Aloy was a really intriguing protagonist. I'm going to be excited to see what comes out of this next game. I may have to watch a stream. This may be the first game I actually seek out and follow a streamer to see something A to Z about. But
Fair enough. I mean, you just have to wait 2 years for it to be on PC. You know, like the
uh,
first one.
I don't know if I can do that. But they've
Hey,
everything they've
I
shown for
waited.
this one. Oh, go ahead.
I said I waited like a year and some change for what is it, the Rise of the Tomb Raider to stop being an Xbox exclusive, so I could get it on PS4. And
Wow,
I think
it was a timed exclusive.
yeah, back in the day it was a timed exclusive, right? The second Tomb Raider reboot, which by the way, if nobody's mentioned it, you can get the entire Tomb Raider reboot trilogy on Epic Games Launcher for free until the 5th. Um, so do
Oh,
that because that series is sexy.
I think by the time
But
this goes live, that'll be over.
oh yeah, that's true. All
Retrospective
right.
or retroactively, hope you got it.
Hope you got it. Exactly. but but no, like it was a timed exclusive back in the day. So but I also my hobby is something that basically requires patience. So that's what I have. Like I collect figures. You pre-order figures and they're like it comes out in December of 2023. And you're like, "All right, well, pre-order and I guess I'll just wait." Because that's me waiting for my Pyra and Mithra figures that I pre-ordered back when Sakurai announced them, and they don't
Wow,
come out until December of this year. I
God,
paid for them
of
already.
this year
I paid for them already. Yeah,
of 2022.
yeah. You remember the two figures he had on the table of Pyra and
Yeah,
Mithra?
that
I
was
ordered those.
forever
Those were
ago.
yeah, and it doesn't come out until December.
Mm.
I mean, in all fairness, the pandemic did a fucky wucky on the fucking like figure and like shipping and all that. So it's expected. But a year space between pre-order and actual release date is so common in figures that I just got used to waiting on things. So when there's timed exclusives or that sort of thing, I'm quite patient. Also, I don't finish enough games in a timely manner to get impatient. So there's that too. Anyways, 2022 February. You've been talking about Horizon Forbidden West. I'm looking forward to it. I enjoyed what I played of the first one. I still need to finish the first one.
Easy platinum. Easy platinum.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good to know. I am looking forward to the King of Fighters 15.
Yes.
The King of Fighters, yeah, like another good fighting game. Like we messed around with the beta a little bit, some of the guys, and it's really fun. They've brought back some great characters. I think it's got a good blend between like this kind of like 3D and 2D aesthetic going on, and it's a lot of fun. My voice hit a very high point there.
Some drop
but
later. It's okay.
I don't appreciate your candor.
Disregard.
But no, it's a lot of fun. It's got a lot of characters. It's kind of got that King of Fighter flair to it. I'm very excited for a new entry. I feel like number 14 dropped off really quickly, but I think much like how Strive really kind of like hit, and it hit hard for Guilty Gear being mainstream, I think 15 is going to hit, like King of Fighters 15 is going to hit really hard and be a little bit more approachable, but still have enough for hardcore fighters. And I'm very much looking forward to that. And since I've actually tried some of it, I already feel confident in the gameplay. And boy, is that one of the reasons why I love open betas. So yeah.
Oh yeah. And it helps generate the hype too.
It's yes.
Really that's actually all I have for February. Did you have anything else in February before we left it?
Absolutely. There's Elden Ring. How could you forget?
I did.
Dark Souls.
I'm just not excited for it.
It's Bandai Namco mixed with like From Software and what's his face, the guy that wrote Game of Thrones,
J.R.R. Tolkien.
No, that's Lord of the Rings, and that
Stephanie Meyer.
What is? No, that's actually Twilight.
Christine Feehan.
What is his? Isn't she the one that writes all like the werewolf porn?
Yes, it's George R.R. Martin.
George R.R. Martin. Look, the fact. Okay, I dated a girl that was really into those books, so I had to know more about them than I care to ever admit. So
it's okay.
Oh, damn! I can't believe I pulled that out of my memory banks. That's so.
Yeah, I was surprised too.
I don't read them, guys.
It's too. I'm tweeting that right now on the
no,
Twitter.
God damn it! Don't you dare. But no, Elden Ring like looks really interesting. I'm wondering if it will be as hard as like Dark Souls or something, because it kind of looks like it's kind of got that fun sort of like Japanesey flair that Bandai Namco brings to things, and because it doesn't seem nearly as like deliberate as Dark Souls. Now I haven't actually played it. I think our friend Shane actually got into the beta and played some of the actual games, and I should have asked him. I should have been like, hey, how did it play? But I didn't, because I'm clearly a fuck up. But it does look pretty fun. It looks kind of jumpy. It's okay. I go from hot to cold just like that. But it looks a little more jumpy and fluid. It doesn't seem as kind of like clunky as like Dark Souls does. So I'm really excited about it. It looks creepy as hell. I'm into it. So maybe this will be my first Souls-like game that I beat.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think mine will be Code Vein, but it's that anime aesthetic I'm gonna need. Are you? That's all for February.
That's all. I mean, I see some other stuff in here that's like Destiny 2 gets a new expansion. That's kind of cool. There's this game called Sifu that's like kind of like a kung fu thing that people are pretty excited about. Yeah. I don't know enough about it. I don't know if I care enough.
To be like it's supposed to have a lot of customization and your character actually ages as they train in dojos or something. But this is like some kind of indie game that's been pushed back like 5 times as they work on it. And I mean, that's if this even gets put out in February. So it's whatever. I don't know. It looks cool, but there's a lot of indie hype for it. And you know how I am about hype. If it gets hyped, I'm instantly, you know what?
Yeah. I get it. I can't get too excited about something and share it with you, because then you'll not like it.
Yeah. Otherwise, I like it too much.
Fair enough. I will just go back and play Jade Empire again.
That's on
Like
the Game Pass, and I'm very excited about playing that.
you
No,
should
I'm
play it.
not. That's a BioWare game, isn't it?
It is a BioWare game. It's back in the day,
Uh,
BioWare.
but I don't
That's
like
like the
that's all those
what?
choices and dialogue and
Yeah,
blah,
yeah. It's
blah.
like a kung fu RPG. Yeah.
Oh,
Anyways, how's
I do
March
like
looking?
that. March is good. So, uh, pff, uh, March is actually looking really good. Oh man, so I'm gonna hit you with a double whammy for me since you just got two off the bat. So
hmm
first one for me is Chocobo GP, which is the
I knew it.
which is the kart racer
I
for
knew it.
Final Fantasy. I am very excited for that. I've been ready for a new kart racer since Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has kind of been done for a while.
hmm
I mean, it's still like I think it's still topping sales and stuff. I mean, it's a popular game, but I've
It's
already
literally their
maxed out
best
everything.
selling game. It's
Yeah,
their
I'm pretty
best
sure.
selling game. I think there's. I think it still outsells most other Switch titles.
I would believe it. Um, but I don't know. I'm just ready for something cute now that I know a lot of Final Fantasy, and I'll know even more by then. I'll be able to get everything, so that's exciting. It's a little fan servicey. Um,
hmm
the biggest one is Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, which will come out day before my birthday. So I'm really
Oh,
excited for that one, just to just to play that, just to play a current game right then and there. Hey, this just came out and I'm playing it right here, right now. So I'll have to wrap up whatever I'm doing, whatever Final Fantasy that'll be. If it's not six, I think I'm supposed to be playing six at that point.
you better be playing 6 at that point. I'll have Persona finished for realsies by that point, so you'll be required to.
We'll see. We have a me and Steven have a deal where I'm not going to play Final Fantasy VI until he finishes Persona 5, and that's to make sure that we all finish our promises.
Look, it's a motivating thing for my ADDS. You know, maybe I can finally put in the like grand total of like an hour it will require to do. Um,
If it only
let's see
takes an
here.
hour, that's going to really upset me.
No, no, it's worse than that. I'm not as far as I keep making it out to sound.
Okay.
Um, yeah, no, I still have plenty to do in the royal content. I got like a good chunk in one day, and then I just haven't had the chance to go back. Um, oh, oh,
There's a lot in March.
there is a lot in March, and one of the biggest, most important things in March is fucking Rune Factory 5 comes out,
God, I knew you were
and
going to
I
say Rune
am
Factory 5.
ready. I am
Gross.
ready. Don't you judge my love of that series. Rune Factory 5 is a like Harvest Moon mixed with a fun like dungeon crawling RPG, like with a little bit of action tint to it. It's got it's got great anime aesthetics. You get to farm, you get to raise animals, you get to tame monsters and take on quests and
My
marry
sphincters are
random
turning to dust. I can't. I'm dying. I'm sorry. Tell my
Whatever.
wife I love her.
You hate Sims. It's not my fault. But
Yeah,
Room
you're
Factory
right.
5 looks solid. It looks beautiful. I'm looking forward to it being on Switch. I you know, because Room Factory 4 was on the 3DS and it was ported to the Switch. That's how like popular the series is. But Room Factory 5 is truly going to be like more of a 3D kind of experience, kind of like a Room Factory Frontier on the Wii, just much nicer looking. And I'm pumped for it. I'm so pumped for it. I have it. You know, I need to pre-order it right now. That's what I'm gonna do.
Are
Anyways,
you?
what's your next game?
Are you? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
My
I'm
next
literally
one
doing it.
is Babylon's Fall. I'm kind of weary of it. That's a Platinum game and Square Enix, I believe, is that combo. Some stuff's come out for it. Kind of just looks okay. I'm kind of hope a little bit
hmm
more advertising comes out for it to kind of tell you what's really going on there, or kind of to sell you on it. Um, but as of now, I'm really just not completely sold. But I do have my eye on it. They announced this game like 2 or 3 years ago, I think, at a Game Awards, and
hmm
it just barely puts any information out. I don't even think until last year, I think, and it just looked okay. Like this is what's been going on since. And granted, I guess it's been COVID, so you do what you can.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's
I don't
like
know.
Metroid Prime 4. Metroid Prime 4 is just like every once in a while somebody comes onto a stage and goes, "We're still working on it."
They have no excuse. No, no excuse. Actually, they did switch studios, but they have no excuse. And then they pumped out Metroid Dread. I don't know what the fuck's going on there, but that is that is all I have for March. Um, do you have any
I
others?
still got some more.
Okay,
Absolutely. There's
go
Triangle
ahead.
Strategy coming out. So if you like those classic like Final Fantasy Tactics, any kind of tactics based um RPG, Triangle Strategy is being made by the same folks that did Octopath Traveler. So it's got that kind of really nice old school look with kind of a glow up for modern state. And I played the demo. It's actually pretty challenging, which is in line with strategy games from back in the day. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that's going to be all about. And last but not least, another fighting game, but an older fighting game being re-released called Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, which was made by Arc System Works, who make Guilty Gear. And this is going to feature a lot of the Persona characters and their personas, and it plays really well. I have it on PS3, but they're bringing it back out for modern platforms and the PC, it looks like. So now we'll all be able to play that together, and it looks like they're actually going to release it with rollback netcode, which is what every fighting game that does online gameplay should do, because it's the only thing that actually works with everybody's stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to all that. I know there's also Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which is like a spinoff of the Borderlands series, which I would be more excited for if I didn't have like 3 games and their DLC to play to catch up on the Borderlands like franchise. So it sounds like a cool idea. I haven't seen enough about it. I like the Borderlands universe, and it's funny. It hits a little bit memey at times, but I still really enjoy it. I love the whole like loot shooter kind of thing. They definitely did that pretty early on, and really kind of inspired a lot of people to make different games that maybe did it better. But I'm also kind of like, I'm not in a rush to pick that up either. So it looks cool, but not too worried about it. All right, we're jumping into April, which this list has like 2 things on it. That's great.
Which
The
13 Sentinels
game,
Aegis Rim, that is on my list.
yeah,
I would like to play that. That's from, oh no, I can't remember the studio, but they did things like Dragon's Crown.
Vanillaware,
Vanillaware, that's them.
Vanillaware, yeah.
Dragon's
I
Crown
you know
and something else, but they have a really cool
I
style.
they've done amazing games. They did freaking Muramasa, the Demon Blade.
That's right.
They also did, yeah, that game is so good. I 100% of that. That game is so good. I wish they
Wow.
would re-release Muramasa on a modern system. I would pay them $80 for it. Like I'd be like, I pay a premium on top of what they usually charge for it. Put it on Switch, put it on PS4, put it on PC. I don't care. I'll play it again. It's such a good game, and it's beautiful, and it's a lot of fun. They also made there's older games that they made, like Grimoire, which was it was basically kind of like a tower defense thing, but with their special art. I sorry, I'm getting really excited about it. I need to chill out. But they also made what is it? Odin Sphere. Anyways,
Odin Sphere
moving
is the
on.
last one I was thinking of. Odin Sphere.
Yeah.
May, it's looking pretty small. Nothing, I mean, just not a lot's been confirmed as of now. I mean,
Yeah.
they have Vampire the Masquerade, Swan Song, which those are coming out like fucking hotcakes. Sons of the Forest and Forspoken, real big PS5 game. Um, Saints
If I could get
Row,
one, I'd care. Saints Row
yeah,
looks good. I'm interested in that. I played the original Saints Row, and it was like very early 2000s, like wannabe GTA, but it had like a tongue-in-cheek humor to it, and they definitely rode off into the sunset with that. But I played the original. I enjoyed it. I'm curious to
yeah.
see what they do with the reboot.
September
There's
is Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. I hate that title.
I don't even know what it
Um,
is.
I don't either. It's just got a picture of a woman in a shoe and a tire. So good luck with that. November is Starfield. Are you interested in Starfield?
Is that the Bethesda game?
The what?
Is it the game made by Bethesda? Yeah, it is. It's like a space bound RPG made
Oh
by
yeah,
Bethesda. it looks like Elder Scrolls in space, but
Hmm.
no, I don't give a shit. Um, I'm sorry. I'm not saying Bethesda games are bad, but most of my experiences with them are like I have to wait a while before I can actually play them.
Do you
And
mean
I'm
Bethesda?
really what however you say it. I don't know. I'm bad at English.
Like the guys that make Skyrim?
Yeah, I want you to know this. I've played a grand total of about 3 hours of Skyrim, and that's about it.
Okay. Yeah, you're saying
I
Beth. I don't know what you were saying.
Beth
You really threw me off there.
Bethsaida. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
I
don't
don't know
call
what the
me that
hell.
ever again.
Whatever. The longest the game I played the longest by them was Fallout 3.
Mm. Oh, the good one.
Yeah, like I was really enjoying that, and I don't know, like I'm not saying they have bad games or anything like that. I just none of it has grabbed me in a way, and I know that's like everybody's like Skyrim is the best, and maybe if I put some more time into it, I'll catch the fever because I have it in like every form possible back there, but I still haven't really dove headfirst in. Like I want to grow stuff on Rune Factory more. So
Yeah. I just want to be a farmer.
I don't know why I gravitate to games that literally emulate work. I think I have a problem.
Yeah, no, an addiction.
That
So
too.
now we're at the list or the part of the list where it's the to be announced. And really for
Mm.
this, we can kind of go through these rapid fire. Um Steven, I think I can lead this bit off.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot, so I'm going to kind of go through these pretty quick
Mm-hmm.
as I scroll through them. So we'll see how this goes. Because it's a lot. My first one is
Yeah.
Advanced Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. I didn't get to play them. I'm excited to get a chance to. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. There was one that came out on the Xbox. I don't think this is a remake of that one. I think it's a new Avatar game. I'm excited. Guilty pleasure series of mine. Really love the movie. Bayonetta 3. Really love Bayonetta. Everyone does. You can't tell me you don't. You just don't know you do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's see. Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed. Oh, excuse me. I'll do that just for the remake title alone. Reprobed is a pretty good title. Digimon Survive if it actually exists, because I don't think that's real. Let's see. Earth Defense Force 6 potentially. Um, let's see. Let's see. Oh, that's not Final Fantasy VII Remake 2. Nice try. You almost got me. Ghostwire Tokyo, I want to keep my eye on because it's not quite
Mm-hmm.
as horrific as it looks like it's supposed to be, but I do want to keep an eye on it. Gotham Knights, absolutely. Hogwarts Legacy. There's one called I Am Jesus Christ. Really want to keep an eye on that. See what that's going to be about. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Oh, Lara Croft games are coming to the Switch. That's cool. Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Marvel's Midnight Suns. Golly, there's a lot of games here. Neon
Mm-hmm.
White, especially Neon White. Um, Whoa. Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake. That has not been confirmed. Just to put that back out there.
You don't want
I,
to get your hopes up.
yeah, I check on this like every month. This has not been confirmed. So don't put your hope in that. Um let's see Sea of Stars most definitely. Um oh, Slime Rancher 2. I didn't know that was coming.
Hell yeah.
That's cool. My brother would be really excited about that too. Sonic Frontiers. I am excited about that. Star Ocean: The Divine Force. I didn't realize that didn't have a date. Oh, that's so upsetting.
Yeah.
Oh no. Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. System Shock
Absolutely.
remake. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge. The Callista Protocol. House of the Dead remake. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild sequel. Doubt it's coming. Um, let's see. I'm almost done. I'm at the very bottom. And that's actually it. Yeah, nothing else.
Okay. Yeah. There's quite a bit on here. It's really hard for me to ignore some of them. Definitely Advanced Wars is going to be a big one for me. I love those games. And then Bayonetta 3 will be when I finally sit down and play Bayonetta 1, 2, and 3 to follow it up, which I'm pretty excited about. Choo Choo Charles is a game where you try to survive like an evil, like was it the an evil version of the that old train cartoon like show back in the day. What is it?
Oh my
Thomas the Tank.
gosh. I'm looking at
Yeah,
it now. It's a train with spider legs. This is horrific.
yeah, it's terrifying. I love it. Company of Heroes 3, old school RTS. Definitely interested in that. Let's see here. Okay, there's a big chunk I don't give a shit about, apparently.
There is one on here called Edge of Eternity that came out on PC. I kind of just want to wait until more reviews come out on it because it just came out of early access, I think. So I am
Yeah.
curious about it, but I kind of want to see more.
Ghostwire Tokyo is also on my list. God of War Ragnarok is in there. Gotham Knights is in
Oh,
there.
oh,
Let's see here.
I
Gungrave
missed God of
Gore
War.
is in there. And then let's see here. Hogwarts Legacy. I will not be able to avoid that because it's Harry Potter and my significant other can sense it from a distance. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I guess it's not nearly as much as I thought. Marvel's Midnight Suns, Metal Slug Tactics, absolutely. Necro Barista does look pretty good. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that.
That one's on PC right now. It does look really good. It looks like 3D Valhalla.
Pokemon trading card game live. It made me raise an eyebrow, but I bet it's just the Pokemon trading card game version of like Magic Arena and the
It is.
Yu-Gi-Oh one that's coming out. Puzzle
is.
Quest 3. If you grew up like 15 years ago, Puzzle Quest was a shit. And the only people that are excited about it are me and like 7 other people. River City Girls 2. Fuck yes. I need it in my life. Let's see here. Sea of Stars, definitely into that. Has a Chrono Trigger vibe to it, so I'm pretty excited about it. I also love that they went from Kickstarter to actually having a publisher, so that's a huge deal. Slime Rancher 2 is absolutely day one purchase. Sonic Frontiers, cautiously optimistic. Splatoon 3, absolutely day one. Star Wars: The Divine Force, I'm interested. I'm curious more than anything else. Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. That looks interesting. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. It brings back old school Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle arcade vibes, so I'm into it. The House of the Dead remake. I love those light gun games. I wonder if it'll still be a light gun game. We'll see. Breath of the
Oh
Wild
yeah.
sequel. I'll believe it when I see it. We're hitting the end. Valheim was fun on PC. I played it in early access, so I've already played it, so that's pretty fun. All right, we're at the end though. The one game that's not on here that has already been announced via Nippon Ichi is Yomawari 3. And if you haven't played the Yomawari games, you really should. They're fun horror games that are like kind of a 2D, like avoid the monster sort of thing, and it's got really kind of like dark story to it. Great stuff. Play 1 and 2. Get ready for 3. And yeah, that kind of ends my my list there.
And the Hyperdimension Neptunia Senran Kagura crossover is not on here. Don't know what's up with that.
It's been released.
It's already out?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, it's not out on PC. I have it on my wish list.
Yeah, it's Neptunia X Senran Kagura Ninja Wars. Yeah, it was released on PlayStation 4 already.
Lame. Okay.
Agreed. Yeah, it's on. Yeah, you can order it right now. It can be delivered by Wednesday.
Well,
I'm on Amazon right now. I pre-ordered Rune Factory 5. Like that's a real thing that I did.
You rat bastard.
I have to have it. Anyways, that is the gaming kind of excitement level we have. Those are the games we're kind of interested in 2022. We'll see if I actually ever finish Persona 5. We'll see if I actually play any of these games, or if I spend money on them. I'm pretty sure I'll just go back to Genshin. Anyways, that really kind of wraps up a quite hefty episode What do you think, Trey? Like, you got any thoughts? You got any things to share with me before I put you to bed?
I think we got a hell of a year. I think that's a lot of good stuff that's coming out. I'm curious to see how much gets delayed. I think a lot of these are already delayed at least once, but I would be curious to see how much gets delayed again, um, and how much gets announced because we do have E3 in the summer. And I don't know, it's always just exciting. Video games are always fun. You get all these random announcements just throughout the year, and just things keep growing, things keep changing.
Nintendo can keep announcing things and then launching them the same day for all I care.
God, please, always.
They
I'll keep
do it all the
60 on
time.
me at all times for them. At all times.
Absolutely. Go
But
ahead and
no,
hit the outro, buddy. I see it in your face. I see it. Hit the outro.
let me go. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Make sure you leave us a review wherever you're listening to us at. If you have anything you want to mention to us, you can hit us up on our Twitter at Sinco Podcast. You could follow us at said Twitter, on Facebook or Instagram at Senpai Kohai Podcast or Senko Podcast. And with that, Stephen, I will see you again next week.
Indeed. We'll see you then. Have a good night, my friend.
Yes,
Goodbye.
sir. You too. Bye.